afternoon's second game of round one. Randy McCall, John Floyd, and Chance Moore. By the way, it's only fitting, right, when you're in Vegas to have an official named Chance.
Yeah.
Got Ethan Cooperson writing my material now. Tap is controlled to UCF. Nice pass inside to Chom right off the top. He's unable to convert. Well defended, though, underneath.
That's the way to start, though. Get something down low. Nothing wrong with that first possession for the Knights. They just didn't pay it off.
DeMarco Minor, heart and soul of this team in so many ways. He's the leader. To a point, he gets down on himself from time to time, and it can affect the other players. But he's the guy they turn to. That three ball does not fall for Isaiah C. Spelled like Cy, but it is C. And inside, trying to use the backboard, but to no avail. Those UCF guards trying to challenge the 10 each time down. Lalavicious.
Gotta find him. You just have to get out there and even probably make him put it on the floor a little bit, run him off that three-point line.
Lataris Lalavicious, another Lithuanian, much like Lukosius, who we just saw a moment ago playing for Cincinnati. Nice work.
About that.
Beautifully done.
And that's the balance you're going to have. The first two plays were right at the rim. They missed those, so they say, you know what, we're going to try to stretch this out a little bit, and it goes.
Nils Mahowski from Berlin, Germany. Played well in the Big 12 tournament. His last outing, he's a guy that they're going to really rely on a lot with some of the guys lost to the portal. Here he is on the other end again.
Well, that great body control. You and I talk about this all season long. We've had these conversations of guys going in, trying to look for the fouls, seeking out the contact instead of making the priority scoring. That was a great opportunity there and a great shot of going to score first before getting that contact.
Johan Munch really set a great pick. Here's a steal, and he's going to get it back. Misses the chippy. Oh, and the follow was missed. Two bunnies. A lot of effort. But the inability to put it in the hole from point-blank range, and it leads to a tie ball. The arrow is with the Beavers, and the ball will stay down here.
Now, Munch tried to throw that outlet with one hand. You just can't do that. You got to get two. And as a big guy back there, you can see what's coming up behind your guard. So you know whether it's safe to pass to him or where to throw it to him. But possessions, again, at postseason play, so valuable.
There is a distinct European feel to this Oregon State roster, as you see a nice work by DeMarco Minor. And I think one of the issues and dilemmas of the portal era is the advisors for a lot of the international players were not aware of really what the circumstances were. As you see that nice reversal by Darius Johnson, waiting on revenue share versus getting out before revenue share, all those issues, some of that information got to their advisors across the pond a little late, and opportunities were lost by some of those players. A lot of coaches have indicated that to me, including Lane Tinkle when we spoke at length yesterday. Happy to have Lalavicious out there. C says, see that. And he gets the job done to tie it at 7.
Nice patience there as the shot clock is running down. You can always get an idea of what kind of offensive player some guys are when they know the clock's late and they take a look at the other end, the other backboard, to see what that time is, because that's where they're facing. Great composure there by C.
And there's a reach-in foul against C as that baseline drive was coming in a hurry. Tyler Hendricks was taking it in there. Not quite 4 minutes gone by. Dalen Coleman trying to get some help inside.
Really nice release by Hendricks there. Just couldn't get it to go down, but great rotation.
Well, he's feeling it right away.
That's 38% from 3. You better run at him. Somebody's got to run at a guy who shoots 38%.
Yeah, it's a lethal Lithuanian knocking down trays. Miner pulls up.
Called glass, too.
Yeah, he sure did. That was a classic bank shot. 11-7 Oregon State. Love the pace of the game early, though.
It just feels like you just got hoopers out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Right. Spacing's good. That would have counted had it gone. Really brisk passing himself to crack in those Final Fours back in the day because of the run that the Wizard of Westwood was having. But, man, what a remarkable career he had. And a great gentleman. I'm old enough to say that I actually met him and got a chance to talk to him. That team that lost in the 81 NCAAs that was #1 in the country was outstanding. To think Corvallis, Oregon could attract the kind of talent through the years that Oregon State did, pretty amazing. It's a small college town and beautiful town in the Pacific Northwest.
I imagine the NIL deals weren't great in Corvallis then either. Just going to go out on a limb.
Yeah, Wayne Tinkle's really working hard with the alumni base and the people that matter to crank that up with the understanding that in order to compete, even in the West Coast Conference, the budget he has is less than what the West Coast Conference average is. And they're having to grow accustomed to that moving forward. Good work inside. Williams, again going reversal. Benny Williams, Bowie, Maryland, Syracuse transfer. Takes it 11-10.
Not in a hurry here. I mean, that's when you know someone has command of their offense. They know what they're running.
This guy does.
Yeah, he does.
Calls his own number this time and bangs it home. Might be a wise choice, too, to slow the pace down if you're Oregon State, given the lack of depth.
Yeah.
They're only really going to go 8 deep. But that's all they've got really to play.
You play how you play, though, Tim.
Yeah.
Especially in a situation like this, you can't change who you are because here's the other part of that. You practice the same way. You practice the same way you play, so.
Somewhere in there, Miner took an extra step. He was pulling a little Marcus Haynes, Curly Neal all at once. Crossover followed by crossover followed by crossover, and he turned it over.
I think when you have a guy who commands the game like he does, you got to give him a little room there. And I didn't see Wayne Tinkle complaining to him at all. So got to let those guys, allow them to make mistakes because they're going to give you so much good on the other end.
And on this end, Darius Johnson.
Well, this is what you're talking about here. This is how you slow it down a little bit. You reserve some guys as you go to that zone, but it's not a time to rest, Tim. You change the look, you got to rebound, but it does give them a chance to kind of collect themselves when you go back into that zone.
When you watch Darius Johnson take shots, check the hang time on that jumper.
Yeah.
That baby has icicles on it when it's coming down to the rim. Miner with an open gate. Took advantage of it.
Crafty.
DeMarco, nicknamed Polo. He's got 8. Watch this. Johnson high in the air.
Probably should have shot the first one.
Yeah.
Sometimes, look, even good shooters, if you second guess, timing is just off.
Some of those arenas they play in the preseason, like the Battle for Atlantis, you might hit the roof with that shot. Those theaters across the pond, or maybe in the Dominican. There's a strong move. How about that from Logie? Maxim Logie, the youngster. Talk about international play. He's got a lot of talent, 77. Nice cut. That was a really good slip. And to find Niels Mahovsky off to a really good start. Number 22 in white. Beavers have made 7 of their 9 shots. Lake giving it up here. Woohoo! How about that? Talk about lethal Lithuanian. My goodness, that was a great drive. Johnson on the other end. Pace really picking up numbers. 3-on-2 for Lake, and Mahovsky just stopped a dunk in all likelihood.
Look, there's no slowing down for Oregon.
Because of everything that happened in the aftermath of the COVID year, that's when a lot of transferring was beginning to take place. And now, of course, with the state of college athletics being where it is, he basically broke the program down for a couple of years, and now they're coming out of it. And they feel that they can build off the momentum set this year, winning 10 out of their 18 games in the league, and move forward after a 20-win season. That pull-up won't fall.
I think Oregon State's in that same boat as a lot of teams. Is their administration willing to do what they need to do to raise funds for the NIL? I mean, you can put as much pressure as you want on the coaching staff and the head coach and the players, but if your administration's not helping support you, you're at the mercy of everyone else whose admin is understanding what's happening in college basketball right now.
Williford, number 1, is out there, and he watches as Minor decides to call his own number again. That one goes crying off the rim. Talking about the guys that are playing that are in the portal, that one won't fall for Johnson. He's upset with himself. He's missed 3 in a row. There's Chom, who gives a ball fake from the 3-point line and then drives. And the rebound is cleared to Oregon State. The smallest man on the floor and the leader, Minor. Josiah Lake.
You got to shoot the first one. You've seen that a couple times. Not sure why guys are hesitating. You're open, you got to let it go.
Yeah. Great work on the glass. It was wide open, and the move was made by Tyler Hendricks. Redshirt sophomore from Fort Lauderdale.
Love this. Again, Knight's doing the same thing. Show a little 2-3. Those weak spots are that foul line and along the baseline.
Shot clock down to 6. Big fella looking right to the rack. Everything but the finish.
Yeah, not a bad
for Logie.
Move. Just short-armed it a little bit.
Hendricks again. Oh, add him to the tote board. He's got 8 quick ones, 3 boards to go with it.
He missed his first one, but you could tell just the rotation on that shot.
So now an 8-0 run for UCF to claim the lead at 20-19. He's got, as I mentioned, 8 points. And a foul on the backside there as Johnson comes over against Logie.
Nice vision. Getting those feet set, walking into it. Hendricks is just a beautiful, beautiful stroke there.
Foul was on Darius Johnson, his first. And Maxim Logie at the stripe. When you go the international route, one thing you know, you've got guys that have seen a lot of time on the hardwood. Maxim Logie competed for France in the under-18 Euro Championships. He can rebound, block shots. He's not a guy that's necessarily constructed as most international bigs in terms of offensive skill set, but boy, he provides size, strength, and rebounding capability.
Tell you what, the DNA and genetic gods constructed him perfectly. Look at that body right there. Yep. Long arms.
It's all there.
The calves, he's got like, there's like boulders coming out of the back of his calves. Yeah. Dude is built, man. You can't pay for a body like that. I know you've tried to, Tim. I'm just telling you, you can't buy a body like that.
No, you can't.
No Wegovy and all that. They ain't gonna get you that, man. That is God-given right there.
Yes, it is. Ivy Curry says, I'm gonna get in the game and I'm gonna make something happen.
I love this. It's just a conservative set defensively, but there you see right there the breakdown comes when you spread out so much in that zone. Get someone in there who can make a decision.
Well, Jordan Ivy Curry will make a decision in a heartbeat. He is an Energizer bunny as that pass gets away and leads to another run out for the Knights. Been a tough start in many ways for some in the backcourt there, but Jordan Ivy Curry, he got the ball in his hands twice and shot it both times. Made one and missed the one on the wing. This is now an 11-2 UCF run.
I think the pace it's a really good pace for, you talk to both coaches from each side, and they're like, well, skeleton crew, but this is why you practice. This is why you give guys opportunities in practice. But, boy, someone's got to find 37. Yeah. He got it going from behind the arc early, and now what happens is the basket turns into a hula hoop. Your confidence is through the roof now.
Well, and Elevicius, like so many others from Lithuania that are bigs, Williams answers canning one for UCF. They don't put the ball on the deck. You cry so often as a big man that don't make yourself small by dribbling. You get the ball where you want it, turn and shoot. And that's exactly what 37 in orange can do. He's either going to pass it or he's going to take it up to the rack. And DeMarco could not get that one to fall. Out of bounds to UC. The chatty cat, he was always the cool dude that was going to absolutely be a silent assassin in a game. And he was that way even with Coach K as an assistant coach. Inside, Mahovsky can't get that one to go. He's played well early, Donnie, but that's another one of those young men in the portal and wanting to impress, and he's played very well so far.
I think it goes a long way, too. You see the players that love to be on the floor. I think, again, we've talked about this. A couple players not playing, and it just shows that you love to be on the floor. And coaches, no matter where you go, they want players who love the game, that aren't going to find excuses, whatever it might be, to not play.
Johnson one more time. I mean, you could call it mission control. That thing goes so high in the air. It really does.
And he takes a lot of time to get it off, so I don't think the defense understands that he's actually shooting it. He almost freezes them with how long it takes to let it go.
And on the wing, number 13 knows what to do with it. Isaiah C. has been lights out. And like I said, we could track the hang time like a punt when Johnson lets it go. Williams.
Yeah, a little quick off balance there for Williams. I think he had his balance, but when you're playing against the zone, you got to understand too, that ball swings, you got to be ready to go, but you got to close out on a guy like that who has already shown you, he's missed a couple, but he shows you he's not afraid to shoot it from between the circles.
By the way, when that ball went out of bounds, Dalen Coleman picked up a foul. Chom has gotten back onto the floor. Mustafa, number 52 in white. Big presence that he brings. And it is absolute lights out for Isaiah C. Youngster from France is absolutely drilling it. That one rolls off the iron, and C claims the rebound. They're off to the races again. Good sequence from UCF getting back defensively. There's Chom. That presence felt with the block shot. Good pass to Mahovsky from Williams. That was a beautiful dime drop by number 5. And he gets a nice quick high five after finding him in the open floor. 7 lead changes already in this highly competitive game in the opening round. This one looks like it might be good throughout.
Yeah,
and a foul from downtown. Williams committing the mortal sin.
9 3-pointers made already.
Yeah.
That's
much easier game to call when the ball goes in the hole,
yes,
right?
It is. And a much easier game for the officials to call, too. But the spacing, trying to close gaps at this stage of the game, you got 4:40 to go in the half. You have to have a feel for what guys want to do. I know these teams haven't met before, so it's, and especially in recent years, but you got to know with guys what they do, just knowing the scouting report, but reading how they play, closing out. knowing if guys want to put it on the floor. Just to me, it's just too many open threes for my taste, and I think those are things that are fixable. I'm sure both coaches will be talking about that at halftime. Find guys in transition, know where the shooters are.
Williford at the free throw line gets one to fall. Young man, just a freshman out of Tampa Bay, and has a tremendous future. Getting to play against a UCF team that he's acquainted with without question, but playing at Oregon State. It's one of the things that you have to do at a program like that. You have to recruit out of state. You also have to find players internationally, which Tinkle has done, and he's thrived with his program in many cases by doing that. Chom with a pass out of the post to Johnson. Look out, Mahovsky is absolutely on fire.
You have to shade towards him. Let someone else beat you at this point.
13 points already for him.
Yeah, 3 of 4 from 3.
Alley-oop with a foul from Chom. Lalavicius with a nice in 10 minutes of play.
Yeah.
That's scintillating offense. Both teams really moving the ball well, getting open looks and nailing them. Maxim Logie at the free throw line.
Yeah, you can see, even with, missing a guy, that Oregon State, why they and how they won 20 games.
Yeah.
Just the way they play, both ends of the floor. Look, they had won 27 total games the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And now they come 20. This will be, if they can win this game, their 21st win. They've only done that 3 times since 90-91. So Wayne Tinkle has talked about them getting Elite 8 and all that, but he's doing that on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, he really is. And let me tell you something. The people of Corvallis, particularly those that love Oregon State, need to heed his advice moving forward. Because he knows where the players are, and he'll get them. There's a steal. Johnson goes Euro to get it to go.
A great little steal, heads up. So many guys are so worried about the player in front of them trying to deny them, and they don't have the vision to see where the ball is. I say, ball you man. Find out where the ball is and know where your man is at the same time.
Oh, a little Bobby Knightism from you there. I like that. All you man theory. Knocked away.
No, that was Coach Jenkins, CYO. I don't know who Bobby Knight was.
In the postseason. Lalavicius inside. And Williford up against the clock. They just lost sight of it. Shot does not count. Shot clock violation. It'll go the other way.
Someone facing the basket in a black uniform has to shoot that ball. You can't throw it to a teammate whose back is to the basket when the shot clock's running down, but they've held their own, Oregon State, especially with UCF in transition. 10-0 fast break points.
Chom.
Man.
Coleman found him, and he'll take that assist. It's 38-34. Minor with a lob, and Logie with the lowdown. Our rim runner, number 77 on Sunset Strip. Oh, that was a marvelous move. Chom tries to answer from deep. Williford, so active. Isaiah C, outstanding with that rebound.
Not a bad stroke by Chom. We saw him shoot a little fall away earlier.
Minor, well, he threw that one up from the hip.
Minor is talking to everybody, the ball, the defense.
He chirps. Chom missed the slam. The iron unkind on the dunk. C. That's the first one from deep he's missed. What a pass!
2 hands on it. There
Beautiful. Jordan Ivy Curry finding the big fella.
And he told the big fella, keep running.
Yeah.
And that was just an awesome job of navigating and telling your big man where to go.
Okay, one thing about these players from Senegal, when you see them, they play the game, they've got great basketball IQ and play with tremendous energy. Cham is yet another example of it. Jordan Ivory Curry finds Cham one more time on the blocks. Look at that pass. He knew he was there. He knew he was there. Cham with a magnificent dish.
Cham's got a nice feel. He really does. Take out the dunk and the miss dunk.
Yeah.
His misses, you can tell by his misses that he's a player. But
oh, absolutely.
See the vision there.
Yeah.
Pretty special. Hard to teach that.
Pass out of the post that well.
Oh, man.
Another pilfer. Ivy Curry. Ivy Curry. Everything but the finish. But the follow drops. Tyler Hendricks has gotten a bunch of his points on putbacks.
He averages under 2 points a game, Hendricks.
Yeah.
So in these situations, guys stepping up,
yeah.
Even if they're not in the portal, you're showing your coaches what you're made of. Awesome job by UCF.
Yeah.
Really nice half.
Tremendous half, I thought, by both teams.
Yeah.
Very
Joker hat, though. It's on a deck of cards.
As we open the second half, UCF in control, looking for a double-digit lead. Darius Johnson. Tell you, Cham, it's remarkable that he didn't get to that one. He was certainly close, but he was boxed out pretty well by Johan Munch.
Well, this young man right here, 0 and black, needs to get it going, though. D Minor, a lot of pressure on his shoulders, a lot of weight. 8 points in the first 7 minutes. Did not score again after that.
Yeah.
0 for 4. There you go.
Lake making something happen, and does so. That's always a good idea to find 37. Always a good idea to find Lataris Lalavicius.
Yeah, I still think that D Minor has to get this thing going a little bit to keep pressure on other parts of the floor for Oregon State.
I'd say the ears are pinned back, wouldn't you? I think Coach called it. Look at that work on the glass.
See, has been all over the place. Offensively, he's been on the glass. Defensively, and there you see him again, sticking his nose in there. I love this when guys continue to get after the ball, no one boxing out. You know, we've been talking about this for a couple of days now. Get back to your fundamentals when you haven't played for a while. Simple box outs will save you and can help you win a game, especially this time of year.
Oh, great idea again. Feed and fan the big fella. And the youngster from Kaunas, Lithuania, knows where to go with it.
How about the zip on that pass, though? Chest pass, snap it in there, right to where your teammate can catch it and do something with it.
Foul on Hendricks, his second. He is absolutely a relentless rebounder, and when you talk to Wayne Tinkle about him, he'll say, yeah, DeMarco Minor is without question our leader, but this guy is the glue. Lalavicius is a relentless rebounder, does all the little things well. 45-39, and DeMarco lobbying for the turnover. He's got a point guard mentality, no question, but he is a scoring guard. You look at him and say he's more of a lead guard, a guy that will distribute, but knows he's got to call his own number from time to time. Nice slip by Cham. Mahovsky was on fire in the first half. They identified him pretty well. C is blanketing him on the three-point line, and we got a foul underneath.
Yeah, Lake just undersized a little bit down there. Coleman jumped to grab that ball on the interior pass, and he just gave him a little nudge, too much.
Shot clock set at 20. And we got a tie ball. Great work by Minor. He just got in there. Squeeze that orange, big fella.
Yeah, he needs to have more plays like that, maybe that'll get him going on the offensive end.
Beavers only 3 fouls committed all game. You hear coaches say it so often, we've got to defend without fouling. And that's a tough thing to do, particularly given the way sometimes a game may be whistled. These guys have been letting them play. Physicality is a part of it. Mahovsky.
Boy, he's tough.
Yeah, he induced that foul. He knew exactly what he was doing to get to the stripe. Malavicius picks up the personal.
And Mahovsky is not playing like a guy who averages 2.8 points a game.
Yeah. Think about great talents, and brother was a part of the national team and magnificent. He wants to be a bigger player, and he's playing like he wants to be a bigger player by way of the portal. 47-39, UCF by 8. Love the way Chom comes out to show sometimes defensively. Got his hands in there as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
They need him to get it going. Again, we've seen so much of that short corner helping guys kind of get out of a funk. Those threes from the corner just tend to help you get it going.
You're right. That's his first bucket since very early. He's now got 11, DeMarco Minor. End-to-end comes Johan Munch. Nearly the turnover.
Munch has got to give that ball up a little bit earlier, but in all fairness, you got to go to your big. Go to the guy who has the ball, and you know he's not comfortable handling it in that spot. But this is great movement, great communication. I mean, you could hear him yelling to his big man to let him know where he was on the floor. Minor is charismatic, that's for sure.
He is a communicator. Munch, on a late foul. And Chama's in disbelief, but he picks it up. Just his second foul.
His second personal. Team's third.
Johnny Dawkins quietly asking for an explanation. Always a cool demeanor. (47-44), so that 9-point halftime cushion has been carved to 3. An 8-2 run to open this half. So prophetic words indeed from Wayne Tinkle to Nick Baugh at halftime. Look at that work defensively. And Wayne, he thought they had a clean steal right there, but on the reach, a foul committed. Munch will get the whistle.
They've come out definitely as the aggressor in this half. They've been to that foul line 11 times compared to UCF 4.
Look at that. 3 fouls apiece.
Yeah.
Here in this half. Are we having a contact lens issue? I think we may. Yep. So a little time being given.
On to the next
I don't know about you, but I have a hard time watching my wife put on eye makeup. It's always difficult for me when I see a contact lens or issue with eyes.
She probably don't want you in there watching her put on her eye makeup.
I'm a little squeamish. Arching off the window. Johnson, boy. Dalen Johnson.
Why are you watching me put on my eye makeup? I'm going to ask Terry.
There is Coleman. Well, you can.
Guarantee she doesn't want you in there while she's in there.
Sometimes I just, I'm a good husband. Gonna tell you. That one won't fall for Minor. Mahovsky tries to chase it down. It'll stay on this end though. 22 playing with a lot of passion.
He really is. He's getting an opportunity. These are tough times, especially for coaches who, look, you have to look at the kid and say, maybe we missed something here. Maybe we should have extended his minutes a little bit, but I love that he's leaving it all out there. This is a great sign for, you know, not just for basketball in general, but for this time of year playing in an event like this, because it shows you can add value playing,
no question,
not sitting down.
And speaking of human floor burns, Chom is one of the larger human floor burns that we've ever seen on the deck. And Mahovsky will check out, get a quick blow before the under-16 timeout. And, you know, as we mentioned before, guys can go in the portal and then choose to stay. A lot of coaches are okay with that.
Yeah.
I would suggest that Johnny Dawkins would be willing to listen.
I mean, yeah.
He would be willing to
Depends
listen.
on the relationship, no question. And coaches now have an understanding for what players are going through.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. C really upset that one didn't fall. Most of his shots have gone through the cylinder today.
Look how UCF just fills their lanes, spacing. They really are well coached. You need a better one than that, though. I think you can get that shot anytime you want. You run your stuff, there's the roll. Now just continue to drive, sink that defense in, find guys. You've made some threes off of the pass. Continue to do that.
Great work by Lelavicius. Speaking of Ivan Curry, by the way, he's 6 for 6. That's just outstanding work for Lelavicius. He's not yet missed a shot. Got in the portal, said he's out of here, so they're missing a big. They're missing a strong big. And this guy is filling the void in a big way. 6 of 6, and 3 of them layups, 3 of them jumpers. So that versatility and overall dexterity to his game has really been problematic for UCF.
I was interested to see what Johnson did. He threw out the contact lens that they found, and he put a new one in, so I guess they're working. This is why these kids need NIL money.
Yeah.
Get rid of those contacts, get LASIK surgery. You don't have to deal with that.
Yep.
I love the hands and the pointing and the talking in the zone.
And that pass right there.
Yeah, that's, you get a guy there.
Yeah.
You know, you can point and talk and all that, but that little bounce pass right into the pocket, it's just a nice thing to have a guy in that area who can make a decision.
Well, he can help keep you in contact. And there's a big-time answer. Tyler Hendricks, the redshirt soph, getting it done for the Knights.
1.6 points per game.
Unreal.
How about that?
Yeah. Well, that's one of the great things about the Crown. You know, we're finding perhaps some stars of the future, either for the teams they're playing for or for somebody else, through having an event like this. Nice pull-up J by Josiah Lake.
Yeah. I thought Minor was a little off balance and made a right decision to give it to Lake. He drew a couple. Keep the game simple.
His first bucket. First bucket for Lake. Oh, yeah. Wow. I mean, that thing, I'm telling you, icicles on it as it goes through the net. 57-50. Knights always with an answer. Oregon State down 9, cut it to 3, and UCF with a response. Shot clock under 10 and a mix-up. That time, Lake thought he was going to stay put, and we had a Ying thought, turns into a Yang turnover.
You just can't rest. It's the second time that guy out top.
Look at that. It's almost
Lake in the first half, Minor in the second half here. You can't sleep on that guy at the top of the key there, especially when you know how long it takes him to get that shot off.
Darius got his big lens, and he's trying to use it. Got one to fall, not that one. 5 points, though, with the new lens. Williford puts it on the deck. Drives inside, turns it over. And he missed an open Logie.
Yeah.
Absolutely missed Logie, who had cut wide open under the basket.
Foul, Josiah Lake.
Josiah Lake picks up the foul, his second.
Well, the defense converged, so as much as you want to be upset with your teammate for not finding you, the defense is why that happened. 3 guys on 1, getting that ball going the other way, doing what they're supposed to do.
These teams are playing as though they've played recently. They really are. Very efficient on both ends. You're having to earn it, but you're also getting it. That's probably the first wild shot we've seen. Mahovsky upset with himself, gave a quick my bad after that decision.
With that left hand, though, Tim. You go across that way, can't get turned. You got to use that offhand.
That was really the first bad shot we've seen in a while. Great work again by Minor. 57-52. 13 in the game for DeMarco.
Just too much heat on it. Right idea. I think that's why Johnny Dawkins is not too upset.
He'll never be that upset.
Yeah.
Outwardly.
I thought it was just Nick Baugh just calming him down. You know, the expressionless as Nick is asking him maybe the questions just.
Yeah, you may be onto something
as
there.
He was used to.
Yeah.
Maybe we should work with Nick on that.
Late in the year. Lake. Oh, he lost the handle on his dribble. Fouled it up against the shot clock. I think Murray, Minor got a timeout while the ball was still being possessed. Now, it shows 0.7 to 1.1, so time for a catch and shoot. And that's it, out of the timeout. Why not that? Why not that?
A call.
Logie fills it up.
Beautiful call.
Yeah, they could have gotten that one.
Finkel.
Could have gotten that one with 0.7. They didn't need the clock adjustment. And now Chom reaching in. Well, and they're denying UCF the paint. So that's a nice way to go.
Yeah, they're 70% this half, 7 of 10 from the field.
Good ball fake, but an air ball to follow. Chom picks it up, and a foul underneath.
That's a gift. He's got to make that. He almost has to, instead of trying to shoot that little floater, lean in a little bit. For him, it would probably be a finger roll from where he let that ball go.
Yeah.
He just extended out, but got a break here.
Every time we go in the huddle, I'm reminded of our senior producer and friend to all at Fox, Steve Shear, who is able to coerce coaches to play ball with us and go in the huddle. Steve's not feeling well. He's been through a difficult time. We want to send well wishes to him back in New York. I know he's watching. He never misses anything, so best wishes, Steve. 11.5 and counting in what has been a fun basketball game.
The pace has slowed down a little bit from the first half, but it's been more efficient.
Yep. Ivy Curry brings down that rebound. Ooh, a near pilfer. Lake had a look. Johnson on the other end can't get it to go. Minor motors it up. A pull-up J for him. Logie! Big time! 77 Sunset Strip, getting it done again. 58-56. Beavers back to within 2.
Got that 7'4" wingspan.
Wow. This is body on body, big man on big man, and Chom gets this one to go. Minor, that was a crafty idea, but a foul committed. It sure was.
He did a nice job of holding up. I thought he could have taken that little mid-range jumper, but then he had made the decision, I'm going to wait on my big.
Right.
Really nice. Attract some attention.
Yeah.
That's all Minor right there.
The definition of crafty.
Yeah, he is. I know he's a veteran. I know he's been around, but boy, he really has a command for the ball.
It's not often that I'll ever call a right-hander crafty. That's usually for lefties only, but that was a savvy move on his part.
I think it's just full disclosure, everyone. Tim is a lefty, so that's why he would call lefties crafty.
Yeah. Logie again.
He's working down there.
Man, you talk about hard work.
Wow.
He is delivering it. I'd say number 77 got the memo from his big man coach. We talk often about how guards make great coaches.
Yeah.
Well, Wayne Tinkle is a low post player that has everyone's attention. They are responding to him.
Not a bad stroke either.
No. I mean, you're right. That is a body by Nautilus big man right there. Got a little uniform circumstance that needed to be repaired and has been. I think Williams took a little exception to the uniform issue.
I like this, though. I like when the officials don't overreact and just give text. They actually show respect to the players, I think, when you bring them over and you talk to them and give them that warning.
Yeah. Darius Johnson draws the foul from Minor. I think he felt that he went straight up. And then he has the right to that verticality, but they'll tag him with the block.
Well, you kind of know when you've gotten a talking to, the next play has to be downhill because it's going to be called a foul. It's like clockwork.
Yeah, third foul on Minor, all of them this half. Yeah, when you're trying to play from behind, and they have been, you're going to get a little more physical. They had done really, really well, but had not committed many fouls at all. And now as the defensive pressure's picked up, Minor's committed some fouls, and he'll have to spend some time on the bench as C comes back onto the deck, number 13, Isaiah C.
Williams is going to take a seat. I think that's a good sub by Dawkins because the official had warned him.
Yeah.
Listen, we're just telling you to tuck your uniform in. That's it. You don't need the back and forth. It's really a minor detail. Just do it and let's play on.
Yeah.
It's silly for a player to take himself out of a game because you don't want to tuck your uniform in. Silly.
Right. I'm waiting for the day when someone decides to do what Al McGuire did and have the jerseys made to be worn outside. Logie, man, he's got all of it working. I mean, all of it working. You have to be old enough to remember Butch Lee and those guys, but they did wear those out back in '77. Johnson, good pump fake, but unable to cash in. Malavicious.
He tried to give it back up. I appreciate that play.
Poor execution, but a nice idea.
Got to look up. Got to look up. There you go.
In time, Logie, the iron kind, and an N1 to go with it. You reap what you sow, and when you're running as a rim-to-rim big, good things will happen.
That is 6'9", 220 pounds, running the floor, and his teammates are rewarding him. He's playing so well for them right now. They were down at half, found a way to dig back into this. I think the pace has really favored them in the second half, but
he's got 9 points and 2:39 on the clock, all right? And this is a guy that averages two. Okay, and as I mentioned, Ratai was the big that left. And so this is his opportunity, and he is taking tremendous advantage of it.
More importantly, he averages 6 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And he's played 18. So talk about being in shape and being ready. He's there.
Yeah. Tinkle said yesterday when we spoke, he said, this is their first lead.
Buffs and Cats.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
And a lot of storylines for our friends Kevin Kugler and Robbie Hummel. Tim Adams will be working with them. An opportunity for Mike Nardi as an interim to impress as a coach. Chom off the heel. Look at him run it down. He knew it was going to be a long rebound. Nice find. Great pass. Beautiful pass.
He's got some skill. I know he hasn't made any outside jumpers, but his spin moves and his body control, and then the awareness to find guys. His vision has been really good. He's got a lot to work with.
And by the way, Tyler Hendricks is always free, it seems. He gets around the ball as quickly as anyone, and he was there to collect that beautiful dime dropped by Chum and put it in. Under the gun, Lake stays on this end, but the shot clock is down to .2, which means we've got a turnover in waiting. I don't think they're going to adjust it either.
Well, this is, I know I probably don't need to say it, but crazy things happen. This is where you don't need a foul.
Yeah.
You know?
So
you know what's coming.
Could you get a lob to Munch? Yeah.
We've seen fouls in those situations.
Yeah, we have.
Just scratches, you just have to scratch your head.
Speaking of guys that have quietly had a really good day, I touched on Hendricks and how active he's been. Tyler is 6 out of 8 from the floor. And it's not like they're running a lot of offense for him. He just goes and gets it. Gets around the loose ball. Makes a nice cut. Gets himself in position. How about that spin move? How about that? Coleman. Just call me Debo. Given name Dalen, spelled like Dallin, but it's Dalen. He is Debo, and he's playing like he's got a lot of scoring in mind the rest of the way. Minor will get to the free throw line.
He's 0 for 1 in this half. And when you have 0 fast break points, Tim, which is what got you into this game and got you a lead, you want to get back to that.
Absolutely. Minor at the free throw line, looking to cut it to 1 here. It's a new kind of postseason basketball, and given the times we're in with NIL and the portal, you know, star makers are taking hold
No
here.
question.
I mean, we're discovering a lot about a number of young players that may help them not only with the team that they're currently with, should they choose to stay, or if they're auditioning in the portal for somebody else, look out.
Minor sets this up. I don't think this was an illegal score. I think Minor leaned into Coleman. I think Coleman was trying to get out of the way. He wasn't actually setting a screen, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, if he gets a 4th foul, that'll be telling. Remember, he picked up 3 fouls in this half, and
I mean, I think it could be incidental contact just because I know Minor leaned in.
Coleman's probably brought the whistle, but I'm with you.
Review the call on the floor stands.
Yeah, they're going to stay with it. I figured that would be the case. And that is, for Oregon State, really, they can take a deep breath.
That's the wrong call to me. I don't want to say it's a bad call. It's just the wrong call. Coleman was trying to clear. He wasn't going to set a screen. He was trying to get out of the way. So that's unfortunate. And I think Minor sold it.
Yeah.
By the way, he fell to the ground. So, and we talked about how cute his game is, how he knows how to work his way through. Add that into his bag of that craftiness.
Well, yeah, and doesn't hurt to have some thespian perhaps in your arsenal. If they're able to be a good actor. And it didn't look like a flop at all. It looked like he got hit and he went down hard. That's what happened. But when you've made that commitment to having called a foul, it was either going to be a confirmation or a reversal. And Oregon State did not want to have him on the floor, number 0, with 4 fouls. Tough shot. Boy, Isaiah C.
It's interesting
outstanding
how the game settles in. We haven't heard from C in a while either. Mahowski is no points in this half.
Another lead change at 66-65.
Yeah, first bucket of the half for C.
Now a steal. Here's Minor. Waiting for some help. He'll set up shop. Eagle up is the shout from Tinkle. This one goes off the front iron. Great move. Everything but the finish. For Johnson, Chom tries to run down the loose ball and does.
Important to pay attention right now, Tim, with about 6 minutes to play. Who's in better shape?
Yeah, and we know UCF is deeper. Great scoop to the hoop by Dior Johnson.
And those jump shots start hitting front rim. You're in the corner, they start hitting side rim. That's when you know the legs are starting to go a little bit.
Tell you, partner, just watching this UCF team, and by the way, Johnny is now in year 2, signed a 3-year deal, so he's definitely back as coach. I'm going to love seeing Big 12 basketball next year on our air and seeing a team like UCF, an entertaining brand of basketball. Johnson on the loose. Dior Johnson. Beavers take a quick timeout as UCF. Johnny Dawkins comes back with a little 2-2-1 token pressure. See with a good ball fake. He arched that one right over Chum, but it rolled off the rim. Guess who's got it? Lelavicious. He is vivacious. And a putback for him, 69-68, 8 for 8. I mean, he's having a Harold Jensen 1985 Villanova performance. I mean, when he was perfect from the floor in that national title game against Georgetown, Lelavicious has been outstanding. That was 40 years ago today, by the way. 40 years ago today when Rowley and the boys pulled it off against the Hoyas.
Boy, he is traveling all over the place out there. That is incredible. I mean, he slid his foot about 2 feet. I was surprised they didn't call the first one.
Right.
Take a look at his pivot. His left foot is his pivot.
1, 2,
there you go.
three.
Now, take another step.
3.
There we go. It's like he stepped in something and he was trying to get it off.
Yeah.
Dragging his foot. That's a travel, young man.
Those were a couple of Euro steps. That's allowed. Come on, man. See you later. Wow. 70-69. The Beavers reclaim the lead. 4 minutes left. We may be staring at a final possession game here, partner. Here's Chum. High arching off the window. Caught a little bit of iron. Did not go down. And you see, as soon as Minor got it across the timeline, it's like, okay, let's set up shop in half court.
Oh, too much.
Yeah, too much movement that time. End to end, Johnson.
Yeah, that's what they do.
It's a 4-point swing right there. And Johnson got the better of Minor that time. And guard to guard, he's letting him know about it on this end as he transitions to D. The little guys take over at this time. Count it, and a foul. Big time. Of Kingston, New York, and they've needed him to hang with this Oregon State team that has challenged them after trailing by 9 at the intermission. Logie again on the offensive glass. Big time. Ten to shoot. Lelavicious. First miss of the day.
Couldn't grab it.
His very first miss. He looks over to Wayne Tinkle and he says, that's okay, no problem. You're allowed to at least miss one.
Yeah, big fella just couldn't grab that. Again, you get to late game, these are such important possessions.
Yeah.
Go grab that ball with 2 hands.
This is now a 3rd opportunity for them in this sequence. There he is. Beautiful out-of-bounds play. Lake with the find, a bounce pass entry. 74-71. 7 lead changes in the last 6.5 minutes. That was a 4-point trip. Remember that. Chom lost the dribble, wisely gives it up. Gets it back. Stays with it. Oh, a human pogo stick.
3 offensive rebounds from one guy.
Moses Malone is smiling upstairs.
That's great activity.
Oh.
I mean, the first guy that knows it's a miss is the one who shoots it. Nice heads-up play by the young man.
74-73. Logie tries to answer. Didn't get it done. Left it short. Big sequence. There's the other Johnson. The one you hear about much more often, Darius Johnson, who averages 16, will get to the stripe.
This is awesome. If at first, just a wonderful job. And then also the awareness to not go tap this last one in, that one, until it's off of the rim.
If at first you don't succeed. And that foul, by the way, was on Minor, so if we go an extra session, he now has 4 fouls. So much of what they do depends on the way he plays. Darius Johnson looks to convert at the line, and we've got yet another lead change. 17 lead changes all told. 90 seconds left. Swatted away but fouled. I think they're going to get Johnson from the backside. Chom had the block.
I would have liked for Minor to quick this, just right here. You don't need the 2-foot jump stop, especially when you see a big. If you don't get fouled, Chom is knocking that out of here.
Yeah.
So I think those, look, you get to the foul line, but those quick ones are the ones the little guards like that have found some success with.
Now that's an equalizer too in the backcourt because Darius Johnson now has 4. So both guys that trigger the offenses for their respective teams have to be careful on the defensive end.
Big miss.
That's a huge miss. He tries to track it down.
Man. Pulled
away by Dior Johnson, getting some help from Jordan Ivy Curry. Johnson blowing past Minor, trying to attack. Chom is fouled.
I like the no call initially, and Chom a good job on the other side, staying active. I love it when big men don't fall asleep on that opposite side. Chom's doing a good job of boxing out, actually. You know, guys think you only box out when you're on defense. You can definitely keep guys off that glass on the offensive end.
Chom,
I really like him.
9 and 9 from Chom.
He's got some talent in there.
Yeah, he's big time. Got a great stroke at the free throw line too. And I jinxed him.
No, you're right. He does have a beautiful stroke. Just a little strong. Rotation is nice and tight.
Highest ranked recruit in UCF history. 5 stars. Been a walking, talking double-double through much of the end of the season and here again today. And the Knights lead it miles to play off the ball. Lake will bring it up. Malavicious is out there with him. Logie and Isaiah C. They're the 5 on the floor. What a pick by Logie. Short.
Well, we talked about that. Late clock, late game.
Yep.
Your legs are going to go front rim. Talked about that about 4 minutes ago.
I'm going to play straight up now. 11-second differential between the game and the shot clock.
Just no fouls late. Move your feet.
Johnson! Lalavicious the rebound. No timeout called. Lalavicious all the way to the rack. Rejected by Chum. Run down by guess who? Guess who? They got a timeout prior to the shot. Wayne Tinkle took the timeout. Miner really upset that happened. But
Yeah, but the timeout was way before he took the shot.
It was, and Tinkle owned it immediately.
And by the way, Wayne Tinkle is the coach. You're a player.
Yes, that's right.
So your coach called timeout. Go get in the huddle and let's run something.
Yeah.
But you'll see the ref. It was clearly before.
Yeah, there was no doubt.
Right here, timeout. He might have been in the motion, but it was not even close.
Yeah. They're checking it.
I love the.
Well, here we go. Pass will be triggered in by Isaiah C. They wanted to see the alignment. Johnny Dawkins takes the 30. What do you think he saw there in that quick alignment and call here? Again, C will trigger it in. You see the 5 on the floor. Lalavicious has only missed one shot, his last.
There has to be a good pick on Chum, and it has to be away from that basket if that's what you're going to go to. They're not going for the lob.
Lalavicious has it for 3. Off the heel. UCF with a run out to win it.
How about that?
And there's thought that there should have been a foul. Contact underneath. Wayne Tinkle asking about it, but to no avail.